I used to think trust was something you either had or didn't, now I know better. It's something you build slowly, until one day, you realize it's already been quietly dismantled. We met at a friend's Labor Day barbecue in Austin. She was wearing this rust-colored dress, drinking a soda from a glass bottle, and laughing like the world wasn't on fire. Her name was Clara. She worked in marketing for a mid-sized travel agency, said she loved road trips and hated small talk. I was hooked by the end of our first conversation. Fast forward 11 months. We were living together in a 2-bedroom apartment just outside the city, splitting rent from a shared checking account we'd opened for convenience. She moved in with 2 suitcases and a plant named Oscar. I didn't think twice. I thought we were building something. Clara made the place feel like home. Throw pillows, spice racks, movie nights. I'd never had that before, and maybe that's why I ignored it at first. The phone that was suddenly always face down. The weekends she was with the girls, but wouldn't post anything. The work trips that came without warning or return tickets. Something was off, but I wasn't ready to see it. I'm not the paranoid type. At least, I didn't used to be. I've always believed that if you have to snoop, the relationship's already broken, but something about Clara's patterns didn't sit right. She started working late more often, said her company was short-staffed and she had to pick up the slack. Fair enough, I know what burnout looks like. But it wasn't just the hours. It was how she flinched when I walked past her on the phone, how she'd shut her laptop the moment I entered the room. She started turning off location sharing, saying her battery was dying fast. "You trust me, don't you?" she'd ask, smiling like I was the one being irrational. I kept telling myself not to overthink. Don't be that guy, the jealous one who makes his partner feel watched. But the unease was there, humming just beneath the surface. Then one Friday afternoon, I checked our shared bank account to transfer rent money. That's when I saw it. A charge, $3,012.67, posted from a boutique travel site. It hit like a punch. I waited until she got home and asked about it. She didn't even blink. "It's for a bachelorette trip," she said, tossing her purse on the couch. "I told you about it, Vegas." I didn't remember her telling me, but maybe I just didn't want to remember how easily she could lie to my face. That night, I couldn't sleep. Clara was next to me, out cold, her breathing slow and steady like nothing in the world was wrong. I stared at the ceiling, wondering when exactly the ground had shifted beneath us. Something didn't add up. It hadn't for a while. At 2:17 a.m. I broke a promise I never thought I would. Her phone was charging on the nightstand. I picked it up. No password changed. I wish I could say I hesitated, but I didn't. Her inbox was filled with confirmation emails, flights to Mexico, hotel bookings under 2 names, Clara and Jeremy, her ex, the one she swore was ancient history. I opened their chat. "Can't wait to see you again, just like old times. I missed you. You think he suspects anything?" My stomach dropped. I couldn't breathe. It was all there, receipts, dates, her telling him to use the card linked to our account. The same one I used to pay for groceries, for rent, for the life I thought we were building. I sat in the dark for nearly an hour. No yelling, no confrontation, just silence, cold, dense silence. I looked at her, peaceful, trusting that I'd stay asleep, stay blind. That was the moment I stopped being in love, and started making a plan. When she told me the trip was that weekend, I nodded and smiled like a man who believed her. "Girls' trip, right? Have fun," I said. Even helped her carry the suitcase to the Uber. She kissed my cheek. I didn't flinch. As soon as the car turned the corner, I walked inside and opened the banking app, froze the account, cancelled her card, transferred my share to a separate one she didn't know about. She could enjoy her little vacation, but it wouldn't be on my dime. An hour later, the first call came. "Hey babe, something's wrong with my card. It's declining at the airport." I kept my voice calm. "Yeah, that makes sense." Silence. "What do you mean?" I saw the hotel bookings, the messages, Jeremy. She inhaled sharply, then laughed, nervous, brittle. "Are you seriously checking my phone now? That's what we're doing?" I didn't answer, just let the silence sit. "You're being crazy," she snapped. "It was nothing. I just needed closure, with a beachfront suite." "You've been distant, you never even asked me how I'm doing." "Maybe if you paid more attention." "There it is," I said, "your guilt in my name." She called again, and again. I let it ring. For once I wasn't the one left waiting. She was still gone when I packed my things. I didn't leave a note, just took what was mine, my tools, my clothes, the dog's old collar she never liked, and walked out, called the landlord, had my name removed from the lease, closed out the last joint account. Changed every password. By the time she landed back in the country, I was already in a new place, smaller, quieter, just mine. Then came the noise. She started telling people I'd snapped. That I abandoned her without warning, that I'd been unstable for months. Some of our mutual friends reached out, confused, concerned. One even asked if I was okay after my breakdown. So I told them that I sent screenshots, booking confirmations. A few carefully chosen messages from her and Jeremy.no anger.no commentary, just facts. That was all it took. One by one, the people I thought might judge me instead sent short replies. Damn. I'm sorry, man. Should've known. It was strange. Saying it out loud made it feel more real, but also less painful, less like a bad dream, more like a chapter that had simply ended, not with a bang, but a closing door. I didn't hear from her directly after that, not really, just the occasional blocked call, new number texting, we need to talk, which I ignored, but word got around. Apparently, the trip didn't go as planned. Jeremy bailed after 3 days. Some fight about money, or maybe he'd never planned to stay long. Either way, she was alone by midweek, stranded in a foreign country, card declined, hotel reservation cancelled on the last night. Friends of hers started whispering things, how she borrowed cash to get home, how she showed up crying at a friend's doorstep. I also heard she tried to file a fraud report with the bank, to recover the money I'd frozen, but since the card was in both our names, and the charges weren't unauthorized, it didn't go anywhere. She burned through the last of her own savings trying to cover rent. When the next month came around, the apartment complex called me, until I told them I no longer lived there. From what I've been told, she had to crash with a coworker. Jeremy blocked her, her social media went dark, and me? I just turned off notifications. It wasn't revenge, not really. It was closure. Looking back, the signs were there, not just in the phone or the bank account, but in the small silences. The moments when I laughed and she didn't, when I shared plans, and she changed the subject that I wanted to believe in. Us so badly that I ignored my own gut, that quiet voice that said, something isn't right. I don't hate her, not anymore. Hate takes energy, and I've already given enough. These days, I wake up early, brew my own coffee, read books I'd been putting off. I started running again, moved closer to the river. There's peace in the solitude. Because it's honest. No pretending to be enough for someone who had already made other plans. If I've learned anything, it's this: when someone shows you who they are, believe them. When betrayal speaks, don't argue. Don't plead. Don't try to win back what was never yours to begin with. Just leave, quietly, completely, and don't look back, because healing doesn't start with answers. It starts the moment you stop asking.